Welcome to Techstination. Joining us is Deena Ghazarian, CEO and founder of a company called Austere. Thanks for joining us, Deena.
Thank you, Fred. Thanks for having me.
Well, before we get into all about Austere, give us some background here. You've got a terrific background in consumer electronics.
I do, yes. I'm lucky to have been in the industry. It'll be 20 years, ironically, next year. So I have had the awesome opportunity of working for different manufacturers and also working for some distributors in the industry, people like Replay TV, where Anthony Wood, who was the founder of Replay TV, is now the founder and CEO of Roku. So I got to be mentored and leveraged under him. I worked for Monster Products for a long time and got to see a lot of different creations within that business, including the Beats by Dr. Dre business. I also had a period of time where I worked for Avid Distribution on the custom integration side as well, and developing their Canadian side of the platform on the distribution side. So I've had a range of different experiences within consumer tech. I absolutely love it. And even right now, I'm fortunate enough to be able to give back. I'm on the CTA, the group that puts on CES. I'm on the actually board of industry leaders. So I try to do a lot to give back to the industry as well.
Wonderful. And now you've created a company called Austere, Austere.
Yes.
Tell us what it's all about.
Yeah, so it is a home theater accessories company. It is a very technology savvy product. And again, that's kind of a interesting way to say it, since I know most people think of accessories as a commodity. But I do believe there's a lot of technology and innovation that can go into home theater accessory products. We have done our best to lead and make a very tech quality product. But then more importantly, just a step back, some of my background that was not in consumer electronics was in fashion, and I grew up in the fashion industry. So I'm a big believer on design and style. So where there was some opportunity to improve on the tech side of things, and I think Austere has done a great job of that, there was even more opportunity to raise the bar in regards to design and style with home theater accessories. So there was a major push and drive to bring design up to the level of what the technology can be at and have a very balanced model between the two. So our goal is to have product in the home that the consumer can be confident about, that drives all of their home theater products to the best of its ability in use, but also to look gorgeous in the home as well. There was a definite need that the consumer was asking for in regards to whatever goes into our home. We want it to look good. We want it to be very clean and minimalistic in that look and feel. And so we've done a good job in bringing those two together.
Step us through the product line a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So home theater being the focus, obviously the TV is the center of that universe. So one of the things we wanted to do was all points that connect potentially with the TV is where we focused our product lineup. So home HDMI being the main connection in regards to the source. So we have two different products of HDMI. We have a very high level with all of the bells and whistles, as well as a what I would call entry level HDMI. So those two different levels, depending on the need of the TV and what the TV requires. We'll also be coming out with an 8K cable in September as the 8K movement moves forward with HDMI. Then behind that, we also have a subwoofer option, a audio interconnect option, and a fiber optic option. So depending on if you have a soundbar, a receiver, subwoofers, you name it, in the actual home theater solution that you have in your home, you have those cables to go with it. We also have a speaker cable, both in a 12 and 14 gauge, and some beautifully designed as well as easy to use banana adapters that would allow you to connect that speaker cable in a very simple way directly to the speakers. That's the cable side of the business. Then power is really where a lot of opportunity sits just in the business in general. So we created two different power lineups in regards to both 6 and 8 outlet surge type of protectors, as well as isolated outlets that allow you the ability to connect anything within your home theater into a power device that you're going to feel confident about that looks absolutely gorgeous. On top of that, we did a lot of USB-C and even a 45 PV watt, which is the power delivery device that allows you to charge just off of a single cable, potentially your laptop or any other device that would take a USB-C on the other side. So that's power. And then last but not least, the screen itself has to be gorgeous at all times. So we created a clean solution with our Clean and Protect. That is a very unique formula to keep the screen looking great, free from fingerprints, bacteria, static that would attract dust. So you can actually see your picture in an exquisite fashion.
And beyond the products themselves, you've paid a lot of attention to the packaging. Not just beautiful products, but beautiful packaging. Tell us about that.
We did. You can't create a gorgeous product and not put it in a gorgeous package as well. I believe the experience is the minute you walk into a location to purchase a product or the minute you go online to purchase a product, everything about that experience has to be top notch. Packaging tends to be something that is forgotten, and yet it's probably one of the most important parts of the experience as you are working with the consumer to show what it is you stand for. So we really actually took a lot of pages out of the fashion type of side, and when it comes to packaging, with what people are utilizing and doing, that is really making kind of an unbelievable experience. So we have a beautiful soft touch package that gives you just kind of that amazing feeling of what you will experience when you play with our product as well. The touch, the materials, the actual experience of sliding off the sleeve, opening up the box, seeing the way that the product is presented when you open the box. And then in turn, we used, I'm a big believer in, again, giving back. So I used all recyclable materials in the way that we actually created the box. And the box is something you can reuse. It's something there that, I give Marie Kondo a lot of credit. She's done a wonderful job in making sure that everybody is focused on a very clean and minimalistic look in the home, and the organization, even within the drawers that you may not see, which by the way is very much true to who we are. A lot of what you will do with our products is you'll see it and then it will go away, but it's gorgeous inside and out, the way it sits, the way it's hanging out, and basically taking your solution from the unit to the wall. Everything about it is gorgeous. So we want you to reuse our packaging and leverage it to organize within your drawers in your home too. So yes, there was very much a very careful consideration of how we looked at the packaging and how we wanted that to be used in the home.
And it might give someone a great reason to give a spouse an HDMI cable as an anniversary gift.
It could be. Exactly. You laugh. We have actually giggled about potentially doing, it's some of the best boxing for Christmas gifts that you could imagine. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of our social is a bunch of Austere boxes underneath the Christmas tree as we move forward this holiday. You are correct.
Well, tell me about this whole business of creating cables and power devices that look so nice, because most people do everything they can to hide that stuff.
Yeah, you are correct. I would say that I think though the way that the home is evolving in regards to how devices are leveraged and charged in the home, it is changing where, yes, you are correct. In a typical home theater, most of that product will be hidden. But there is a lot of interaction with the home theater where you are adding in devices. You are leveraging, if you have a family and children, you are leveraging the fact that they will either plug in their devices to charge it or actually bring their gaming system in and out, move it to different areas of the home. So you are reaching in and out and having and leveraging that solution on a regular basis. And because of that, you are going to naturally see sometimes what's there. So whenever you did have the opportunity to have it where it needs to be seen, it's gorgeous in the way it looks. We're also, though, focused on the different areas of the home. So not just the main home theater, but the kitchen, the bedroom, your office. And when you look at it in those ways, no matter what you try to do to hide it, that stuff just creeps up. Like, unfortunately for me, like, I'm staring at my desk area right now, and I have lots of plastic cables all over that are plugging into my device, and are being seen. As much as I've tried to hide them, they're not necessarily as hidden, because you have to charge on a regular basis. I have to switch out my USB-C ports in order to make sure that I can charge the right device at the right time. So that stuff is showing. And so with that, we wanted to make sure that if it is showing, it's gorgeous, it fits with the theme of what's going on in the different room, and that you feel confident that what's out there is kind of stunning and fits with your aesthetic of your home.
Well, what do you tell people who may wonder why they should spend extra money for a product from Austere when they can go and, buy a cable from Amazon Basics or whatever that costs a few bucks? What's the difference?
Yes. So two things. The first is there is a technology difference that's second to none. So not in any way saying that what Amazon Basics produces isn't something that will work. But with what is going on with technology, especially and I'll use 8K as a great example, as we leverage into 8K is becoming much more demanding for bandwidth and what will be needed in order to produce that unbelievable stunning content. And so you're going to want to have trust and faith in a product that will deliver that for you, number one. And then number two, the lifetime guarantee that we provide on all of our products makes you confident that actually will never let you down. And so that is definitely something that we have and are supporting across all of our products, not just a single cable, that will allow you to feel confident in spending a little bit more money, that we basically will take care of you in the lifetime of whatever that product is. So that's kind of number one. Number two, it also comes back to design and the style. So, I hate to use a different example in a different realm of business that's not tech, but something that I've seen a major change in over the last couple of years is, if you look at what's gone on with beauty, and beauty is everywhere, and there's entry-level beauty and there's extremely high-end beauty. When you have and leverage design as well as the actual quality product, and you merge those two worlds together, there's been a huge explosion of what the customer, especially the customer we're focused on, is demanding of the brands that they support. And I think educating and sharing what that is, especially with tech, because there is so much that of the intricacies of the technology that's involved, and making sure the customer understands what it is they're buying. I do believe that if we can show that and do that in a way where they feel like they can associate themselves with a beautiful product, they will spend more money to buy it. They've shown that time after time, but you have to care about what the consumer wants. And if the consumer relates to that, they will spend the money.
Well, I know you're just launched and have these products coming out, but where do you want to take this? How big of a product portfolio are you intending on here?
Yeah, so I'm right now I'm extremely focused on the home. So we will continue to grow our product roadmap to better what I would call the experience in the home, not only from a technology standpoint, but also from a style and aesthetic, right? So that is definitely something that is our major focus, I would say, in the beginning. Where it leads from there, I think that depends on how the consumer, reacts to our brand and what we're bringing to the table. My biggest belief is actually listening to the consumer and letting the consumer dictate what it is they want from us. That's actually how we created the company. That's how everything came to be. And we'll continue to leverage that as one of the backbones of our guidelines on how we listen and create a product roadmap.
Now, these are going to be available for sale when, and where will people be able to find them?
Yes, so I'm excited to say we are launching in 2 weeks. I can't even believe it. So there were part of the reason why the brand exists today is we were very fortunate. And because the consumer was being demanding of some of our retail partners, they came to us and asked us to do this with them, to build a line that the consumer was asking for. So we're really kind of starting and launching with those groups of people that came to us. So you'll see our product in places like Crutchfield. You'll see our product in places like Amazon, actually at Amazon. So Crutchfield.com, Amazon.com. We're in BrandsMart, which is based in South Florida and the Atlanta region. And we're also looking at Cons, that is Cons is based all throughout the Southwest. So they range all the way over from probably Louisiana, maybe even parts of Georgia, all the way through to Arizona, Vegas, Nevada area, et cetera, all throughout that Southwest zone.
And of course, for more info, folks can go to austere.com. It's AUSTERE.com. Deena Ghazarian, thank you for taking the time with us.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate the time, Fred.